How are you all? You've guessed it, you're at Kenty's Kicks by the koi pond. Now if anyone's interested in these plaques, head on over to Friendly Koi Keepers Buy and Sell, and there's someone on there, I think it's Simon Robinson. I've just noticed he's advertising these. I've seen them because obviously I'm the admin there, and I've seen them for sale, and I says to him, I'll have a couple off you, and he adapted the ones that I wanted and put buy in, so he redid them for me, so thanks for that, Simon, really much appreciated. This means koi carp, and yeah, it's just simple discs, and these are laser engraved, so I would imagine he would do whatever you want with them. So they're awesome, different designs. He's got koi as well, you know, they like ornament things. So welcome everybody to By the Koi Pond, and today's episode, if you want to call it that, is we'll have a quick look. I've cleaned my filters out. Here's the fish. I've just been in and netted one out, so crap is floating everywhere. I've got some news on the Byer and Koi Diaries grow and show, so we're going to head on down there now, and well, to my grow on, my greenhouse down the bottom of the garden, and I'm going to hoover this out in the next week or two, because it's got absolutely, I've been piling the food in here, and you can see, look at the muck. You know, there's only so much your bottom drain can drag out, and I'm running 5,000 litres through my filter. So we'll discuss filtration and water moving through your filter, litres per hour at some point. So I've reduced the number in here. I've took 3 out. The little butterfly koi that I had in here, that's come out. It's only 150 cm. Sorry, 15 150 15 cm, and the 2 grow and show. Now one of them is 25 cm, I think that was the Kahaku, no sorry, the Karashigoi, and the Koaku I think was 24, but they're both chunkier definitely, but we're going to see them. So they're very timid fish. So what I'm going to do, there's 3 fish with them at the moment, and I'm going to put this one with them as well. This is an absolute cracking Japanese koi. I think it's Coda. I got a few of them, and as you can see, I've bowled it up. It's 30 cm now. So if we have a look closely at this fish, it's a Tancho Goski, Jinrin Tancho Goski. And as you can see, it's a beautiful fish, but however, it is about 3-4 years old, and as you can see, it's not really grown that much. Well, I say it's not grown that much. It has obviously grown, because I think it was about 25 cm when I got it, or maybe less, 24, and now it definitely is bigger, and it's an absolute great fish. Look at it, look at that. Absolutely love it. I just wished it would grow. Now, since I've been up in the feed in the last month or so, it's definitely put on girth. There's no doubt about that. The size of it is definitely increased. It might not have increased in length, so I'll have a look at my figures, because I did them about 3 weeks ago, I think it was 3-4 weeks ago. I had some out. I don't know whether this one came out, so I'll record its length. And this one is going to join the 3 little fish in my grow on, so because they just don't come up. So obviously fish are shoalers, they like to shoal, so hopefully this, I can put this in there with them, and this will make them a little bit you know, come up a bit more lively, and yeah, a bit more happier, but whilst hopefully not nicking all the food. So I've got to watch that, but hopefully this might put a bit more timber on in the next few months in the grow on. So I've just got to be careful with obviously the water quality. So just notice it's got a split on its fin, on its side fin there. So yeah, things are looking good. The actual lilies in here have gone absolutely nuts. Look at these, insane. Absolutely insane. This is going mad now. The pond is looking pretty good, like I say. It's got a tinge of yellow to it, and that's because of the muck in there, so I've got to give it a good clean out. And I'm going to throw my last treatment of malachite green is going in today. So I've already done one half of the treatment. I'm going to put one more in, and that will do that, and these should be alright. And when that's done, the UV will go back on. I've got some activated carbon filter material to go in, so that will go in, see if it will just polish up a little bit and see how we go. So that's the pond. So this is getting a little bit excited now, as you could hear a minute ago. So I'm going to get this down to my grow before it injures itself, and I'll see you down there. So here I am in the grow. Now if I just fly through this quickly, what I have done, anyone that's seen my last video, I've altered it. So the filter that was here, I used to feed up, in and out as an additional filter, I've got rid of that now. So I've streamlined all my pipework. The pressure filter was here, right where this plant is, and as you can see, that has now gone. But if we have a look underneath all of this, we can see where I've changed. So what I've done, I've actually, before I get the other fish in, just outside in the tub, so the fish, the tancho, the ginrin, tancho, goshki is now in. It's in this bag and it's floating in my grow on, so I will leave that there for a bit. Doesn't matter if it goes in the water. So if I just briefly go through this, what I've done with this used to have a pipe. If you look at my first videos, there's the tancho there, look. The pipe used to be a pump in here, a 2,500 litre pump, I think, or 2,000, I can't remember, but it weren't very big. It used to be in here with a cage, and it used to pump up there, over, up, through a heater, down into the pressure filter, which was at the same height, through the pressure filter, out the pressure filter, up into another filter, and then into the other filter and into here. Now I've been reading up and I've had nothing but problems with my heater. If we go through round to the heater, oh sorry, it's right at the other side. The other heater is down here, so it's there, look, and it's currently reading 23.6. so this, the electro has got a flow switch on there now. So this heater was here, strapped under here, and it came up, fed up and in and down. Now I've read up on the instructions on it a bit deeper, and I've realised why I've had nothing but problems with it since I fitted it, because it can backfill, you know, can sort of back pressure, and because it's higher up, it's on a loop, so you can get bits of air, and that affects the flow switch. So I would have needed a really powerful pump. So this, what I've done is I've bought a new pump, look, on a variable. So this pump, it's 5,000 litres and it's a variable flow, and as you can see, I've took my overflow pipe out and I've actually made myself a bottom drain. So if I turn the air off, the air is now off, And what I did, I got a terracotta pot, drilled an 1.25 inch hole in the bottom, got a rubber boot so it's a tightish seal, and then threaded through the boot 1.5 inch pipe, and it comes up, it goes across, and it connects on the wall connector. There's a breaking point union there, and it comes out. Oops. I've strapped my air stone to it as well. So there's the air stone, so it bubbles up and gets a bit of a lift with the muck, and it goes through the pond wall, or through the grow wall there. It's got a valve into a dry mounted pump, out the dry mounted pump, into the inlet of the pressure filter, and I've put a T on so I can flush the filter because it's not got a flush on it. In fact, I've just noticed I've put the because I had to reuse the pipework, I've actually put the drain on the wrong side. It should be on this side, but that's how it was. I've had to use the same pipe because I didn't buy anything, so that's probably not going to work. So what the instructions say to this pressure filter is you undo this union, then you pump it, and then you have another hose and you run it to out or wherever you want it to run to. It's not got a separate drain on it, which is a bit of a bummer really. It's got the old plunger there, but it hasn't got the drain, so I've just got to disconnect that, plunge it, and let it just purge off into here. This is all gravel, but I'll see. I might get because I've had to modify this pipework to fit the pump, I might get the proper connector from the head of the pump, put a straight piece in there, and then cut a T into this. But as you can see, it's not easy, so I might just, you know, disconnect this and just purge it into here. I don't know yet. And then it goes through the heater, and as you can see, the heater pipework comes down, so it's down into the pump, so the pump is on a low level, and then it comes up here, up and in. So I suppose I could put my flush on here, on this part of the pipework. I could even put it on here, take this set this bend out, swap it for the T, and then have a T coming off the top into a bucket here, maybe, or a trug, I don't know, I'll see. But that's food for thought there. So that's all set up. The water was at 20 degrees, and I've managed to get it up now to about 23, and it's off now. It's working a treat now, no problem at all with it not cutting in, because what was happening before, it wasn't cutting in. If we go round to the pump, I got this off a seller on Amazon. So if we just quickly walk round this way, you'll see where I've been messing about. It's actually on a variable speed. It's got a pump controller, so I've got it on setting 9 out of 12. And there's a feed mode, so you can click the feed mode and it pauses for, you know, 10 minutes, whatever it is. Model, I don't think model, or you can turn it off and on there easily. And then obviously the gears, it goes from, it says gear, I don't know why it says 109, but you can turn it down. That's on lowest, and I've worked out that I need this on about 9 out of 12, and that's probably about 30 watts. Great. So that was £70, I think, £79 for that 5,000 litre pump, dry mounted, or you can put it in. So as you can see, the setup is a lot better. Also, I've now got a filter on my drip feed in. I've never had this on before. It was just straight in. So it just goes through a sediment filter, 10 inch, and then I've got one of these inline fridge filters. So I've tested my water. Ammonia is on 0 at the moment, and I've checked it with the Anna checker. I've checked it for chlorine with my DPD1 and DPD3 tablets, and there's no chlorine and no chloramine coming through that drip, which is great. And my overflow, if you look down, it's here, and I've just got this connected up, and I just twist that in, and then it comes on out of my sidewall and into gravel. And then I've got this feeder set up, and what this does, it has a feeding spell, so it doesn't feed like 6 times, 7, 8, 9 times a day. What you do is it basically gradually over a period of 1 to I think 3 hours it dispenses. So you set up like slots inside, like 2 baffles of the size of the pellet, and then how much you want it to drop. You have to mess about, and you can see it in, you probably can't see it, but it says feed count and then times. So feed, hours to next feed. So as you can see, I've got this to feed in about 1 hour. So in 1 hour this will be at the feed point where it dispenses food for 3 hours. So what you have to do is over that 3 hours just measure what the amount of food is given to the pond. So I've worked out that with these fish I need, I think, oh what was it? Jeez, I forgot. I think it was about 35 grams. So it's not a lot. Now you can see, let's have a look at the fish. So that's the feed done. So I might get a better food. What I might do, what I probably will do, is once the main pond, as temperatures drops, I'm just feeding them by hand again, I'll probably bring that inside, into here. So as you can see, the fish are been here a week now, and they're happy enough. So you can see the little butterfly koi, the kohaku and the karashigoi. Now as you can see, there was like this in the main pond. They literally just hang about at the bottom. I've not seen them feed yet. And I tell you what, they are not daft. Fish, as you know, are not daft. They will not come up while I'm here because they're not used to me. So I'm hoping what this bigger fish will do is provide a bigger shoal in the pond and also grow. But I've got to watch the balance of, you know, too much. So I think the maximum in this, with these size fish, I could probably do, like I say, a little small shoal. So I think with these 3, I was going to buy a couple of like fingerlings, a couple of fish from Japanese water gardens. I went to have a look around yesterday. I was going to buy a couple of little koi, smaller than these. So the smaller ones will encourage them. But then I thought, no, do you know what? Because I'm going to be left with them. So I picked one of the smaller fish, and I've really wanted to get this one in a grow as well in some water. So these are at 23 point. Well, let's go back. Let's go back here because I've got a thermometer set up as well. If I can focus on it, where is it? There it is. So that's saying 22.1, so it's 24.3. Hang on, let me get it out and have a look. So it's 24.3 in my greenhouse now, but 22 in the actual grow on, because that is where the actual cable, you know, the cord goes to. It's got to make sure that it's always in the actual pond, and it's down here or it's down there. So that's saying it's 22.1, and that is recording 23. So it's on between 22 and 23. And what I've been doing is I've been testing this for the last week now. These fish have been in a couple of days, and I've been upping it at 1 degree every day. So hopefully with the next few days, the forecast in the UK, near where I live, Nottingham, the actual sun is coming out, and it is today, and the temperatures increase. So I'm hoping that will increase this to save me a few pennies, so I've not got to keep upping it. So it's 23 degrees in here now in my greenhouse. So hopefully this pond, this will suck some of that warm water, well, temperature in as an heat sink, and hopefully keep it in, and I can maintain it for 3 months or whatever. So this fish, as I've said, is going to go in and hopefully help these guys. I'll just put a bit of the pond water in with it for the pH, and hopefully they'll all grow well. So the good thing is, even though I'm not seeing the fish feed, I'm not seeing them feed, but there's no leftover food ever, every time I've been in. So the actual weighed out requirement amount that these should get a day is going. So obviously I've got to up the amount. Now this fish is going in. So I'm not going to rush them. I'm going to float this in there for a bit, but what I've noticed is with koi, they don't mind going from cooler water to warmer water. What they really don't like is, like us, even though we're warm-blooded and they're cold-blooded, they really won't like going from this 22, 23 degrees to my pond, which is actually at 16 today. It has been dropping to 15 degrees. So this is going to be 8 degrees warmer in here. Well, it is, not will be, it is. So hopefully I can get some growth on them and get these, because what I don't want to do, this is not about winning the grow and show, it really isn't. I don't want people to think that. It's just about maximising the amount of growing potential that they can have. And the pond that I've got, I've noticed that I don't think I get really good growth on the fish. And I think it's because I haven't fed them enough, to be honest with you, because in the last month I've noticed them really put on some you know, they look chunkier. And the two grow and show fish they look a bit chunkier. So that's going to go in a minute. The ear will go back on and we will see how these grow. I will follow this and in a month I've got how much these are in size. I could do with, I might order myself some scales and a little mat so I can weigh them, because obviously the weight is more crucial, I suppose, than size. So you can look at a koi, like this koi, I know has gained in weight. I'm not so sure in length though, but you know, because they might put on girth first on the body and then length, or a bit of both, a bit like us, and they'll all be different. But these two have definitely grown out a little bit chunkier. I mean, the Karashigoi looks chunkier, does to me anyway. And I'm hoping that the Kohaku, the colour might come out a bit. I've noticed since putting it in this warmer water, it was more faded in my grow on, in my pond outside, and it just looks like it's getting a little bit. You see how it's quite light? So I don't know when that, you know, reddish will come, or whether they will with the Adam Byer Kohaku. Maybe someone who's had one off them before, off Adam, will, you know and be able to tell me. But interesting development. I love the pattern on this fish. It's so clean, that Kohaku, and that's why I bought it. So let's try and get that close while we're here. It's got a step on the back tail. It's got one in the middle, but it's got and then the head pattern kind of joins a little bit to one side, and then it's just in between the eyes. So it looks like a 3-step, but officially, unless this breaks here at the head, it could be a 3-step, but I would say a 2. It just joins there. And there's no markings on that fish, on the white, on the Shiro at all. No dots of orange on the tail. It's so clean. The tail tube's got a little bit of white at the end, and that's why I was lucky, I think, because I was number 38 around about there, I think. So I think I was lucky to get that fish. And I've got to say, I'm over the moon. I couldn't be happier. I really couldn't. So it's funny how things work out, and hopefully everybody, what they've got in their mind's eye, what they wanted from that grow and show, that they got, because everyone picked their own. You know, so I got what I wanted, so and I'm grateful for that, and I'm really, but like I say, they're not in here to grow length and wanting to win that you know, grow on competition. I'm just doing this purely because it's here, purely because I've got it. This is what it was intended for, to maybe grow on a couple of koi over winter, and also as a hospital tank. I need to quarantine. So there's 4 fish in here which I want to grow on. I want to increase in size. The next 3 months I will get them out, and I will measure their length on each one every month, and see if I can put some growth in here. I'm going to get this up to 24 minimum, at least for 3 months. So for the rest of September, October, November, I want to be at 24 degrees minimum, maximum of 26. But because I think that's the ideal temperature from what I've researched and stuff like that. So that's what I'm doing. This fish has had some time in here now, so this is going to go in, and there it vanishes at the bottom. So for anyone that's interested, this holds about 5,000, this holds approximately 1,000 litres. And there they are already, look. You see what they do? So the bigger one has gone to them, and look at them straight away, look at that. What an absolute beautiful scene, isn't it? See me joy in my voice when I seen that. They're straight away, look, gone to it for support. And straight away, they're shoaling with the bigger one. And it's almost like these two now have a little bit of protection. So I'm hoping that, because like I say, these haven't come up yet. And I don't think, you know, if I put some pellets in, I don't think they will. So that's 26 minutes, guys. I'm sorry it's been a bit of a long one. I don't think for 1 minute they will come up while I'm here. I've even sat here in the dark, guys, and looking through this in the dark with a slight little bit of ambient light on to see if they'll come up, and I've never seen them come up. The little one I have, the butterfly koi, but the other two I haven't. So I'm hoping that what I've just done will encourage them to come up and freely feed, like when they're doing in the pond and stuff, not sort of timid when they recognise that I'm gone, they'll come up and gobble up the food. So I've got no fear that the food's being ate, because like I say, I'll see it floating now, and I'll come back in an hour and it'll be gone. But if I sit here for an hour, I won't see it. Weird. So they obviously know and learn already, probably, that when they hear this door click and clank, that, well, now we're scared, they can hear my feet and stuff like that, and then when they hear the feet go and the door clunk again, they know I'm done, probably. That's what I'm thinking, because normally, especially when it's going to get darker, I'll come in here when it's dark. So I'll come in, light on, straight away, they'll go jump straight down and learn that somebody's in, something's in. Hopefully they'll learn that, oh, something's in, it's feed time. But it takes time to get that going, don't it? So let's see how we go. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, please sub, please join the Friendly Koi Keepers. Please join the Friendly Koi Keepers buy and sell if you're interested in buying goods and stuff like that, because you can't sell koi and livestock on Facebook anymore. Okay, so I won't be able to allow anything like that. I have to delete it straight away. But the plaques that I've got that I've shown you by the koi pond, they're looking great. I've got a little bit of varnish, so I'm going to coat them with some clear varnish on them. You have to give them some protection because they look unprotected to me. So I'm going to put some protection on them, and I'll do that every year, and hopefully they'll last quite a few years. Thanks for watching. I hope you're looking forward to seeing how these go. And that tancho was looking like it was just looking to come up for a bit of food then. Did you see it? So let's see this out for the last minute with some quiet and seeing if these do feed for a 30-minute video. See you on the next one, guys. Please comment if you've got any chat going, and we'll just see what these do. They pan out. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to stop in here for probably another 20 minutes and then go and do some coffee by the koi pond.
Go to have a good week.